It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. All that and more coming up next.
From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium, state-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And here we go from LA. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
First and 10 from the 41. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? We chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Darius Davis returning for the Chargers. Fair catch hauled in at the 18-yard line. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
True story. First time I saw Justin Herbert at a Pac-12 Media Days, I thought, that can't be Justin Herbert. That guy looks like a defensive lineman. He is massive. But then you watch him play and you realize he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys that's the athlete of a 6'2". The way that he moves so effortlessly, the way that rocket arm can throw the ball all over the field. Been hyper productive statistically. Kind of like that Fouts guy that wore the lightning bolt before him. On any given Sunday, this guy can put on a show.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it brings up an LA first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Quite the start to that drive, huh? The first play sets him up now at the 38. Short side option here. He's running left. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Dre Greenlaw picks it off. And the Broncos get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Not the auspicious debut they'd certainly hoped for on that opening drive. The coverage, impressive, taking their first possession away with that interception.
Hey, it is tough to play a clean game in this league. The caliber defenders are awesome. You just hope that eventual missteps happen at a less meaningful moment than your opening series. You don't want to make it any harder to get your rhythm and get your passing game going.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Nix. Dumped off to his running back. He's contained at the line for no gain. A low-hit Gilman up from the secondary for that tackle.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Finds Mims. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now it's a bootleg for him. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
Defender in the secondary now for the Chargers. 3rd down coming. Shotgun snap to Nix. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Bertolet able to knock it through. And that will get them on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Darius Davis to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the LA offense getting out there for their second drive. They threw the interception on their opening drive, Brock, but that's right from their memory as they head back out now.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? When you throw that pick early, you've got to flush it. The defense helped with that, holding that offense on the other side to just a field goal and giving this offense now some hope as they take the field again.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Herbert from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Herbert to throw once more. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Blown back, gets the handoff. And they'll bring him down to put an end to this opening quarter. It's the end of the 1st in this AFC West showdown. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to SoFi right after this. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Option design here. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Play action now for Herbert. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Herbert. It is caught left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his it.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Chargers take a 2nd quarter lead. it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Marvin Mims now to return it. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. First and 10 now from the 30. A give now from the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
First and 10 from the 41. They give it to him again. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Sent to the ground by Khalil Mack. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Play action with Nix. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Estime will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Defense making a couple of good stops here, and this brings up third and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult fourth down decision.
Third and goal, here's Nix. And he'll score! Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos take a second quarter lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends, made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos push their lead to 3. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. On the return, here comes Davis. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Alex Singleton makes the tackle. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. It's the Chargers facing a 3rd and 6. Back to throw, here's Herbert. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Throwing on 1st is Herbert. Taken in by Harris. Touchdown, Los Angeles! The Chargers get some late points and the lead. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Broncos are ready to go, and we'll get a look at receiver Marvin Mims. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Brought in by Vele. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 32. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Nix from the gun. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes she runs so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important third and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. It's going to be a punt of 46 yards. And the Chargers take possession. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Herbert. It's taken in by Williams. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Timeout called by the Chargers, they're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First and 10, Herbert finds him over the middle. Gets it forward for a gain of 3. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Timeout taken by the offense. They're second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. One of the tight ends in motion left. They'll run it here on third down. And this run doesn't quite reach enemy territory. Tackled at midfield. Give him 3 on the tote. It's fourth down coming up.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. That brings us to halftime. Just a 4-point game thus far. Now we'll jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, down to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. On the return, here comes Davis. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Los Angeles getting its offense set to go to begin the third. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. First and 10 now from the 30. Herbert. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open and beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Man in motion here. Second and 10 now. Dumps it off to his running back. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. To throw, Herbert. That one's incomplete over the middle.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Plowing up the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Chargers will have a first.
This offense will take that from their ground game every time. But I know, because I've been around this league a long time, runs like that, they're really hard to come by. It takes everybody. And maybe a little breakdown there on defense, too, to take advantage of.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 37. He throws a bullet deep to the... He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Los Angeles. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Ticker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers drive their lead to 11. All lined up and ready to boot it away. Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. Denver set to take the field on offense. They find themselves down 21-10 as they take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Finds Mims. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here's a give up the middle. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
It's tipped away. It's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Ball at the 33 for first down. They'll run here from the gun. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. On the play fake, it's Herbert. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kent, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Play action now for Herbert. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And they scoop it up. Time to push for the line. And that play backfired. He's brought down way behind the line. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice. But kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Hauled in left side. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And the Broncos bringing out some extra DBs on this 3rd down. They're in the dime. Herbert from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. He's running for it.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
So on 4th down, on comes Cameron Dicker and the Chargers for a field goal try. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash. Browns kick is up and good. And that extends their lead to 14.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, here's Mims. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos offense all set to go. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this third quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent, but in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. Setting up the screen. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the fourth. New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him 13 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Well, these intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Play action with Nix. Headed out right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Design bootleg here. He's on the move. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Yeah, this defense is seeing a vulnerable offense right now. An offense that can't protect itself. First and foremost, before you do anything else, you got to make sure you account for everybody. And right now, this defender, well, he's taking this game over.
A lot of room they need here. It's 4th and a long 8. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Throw caught by his running back. And he's tackled for a short gain. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The Chargers offense getting set to take over. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
From the pistol, it's Herbert. As a man, it's Tyler Conklin. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. He finds McConkey. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
It's the 2-minute warning here in LA. Chargers feeling good with a 14-point advantage. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he'll manage to get this one down to the 27. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll run it from the gun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back to the well again. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Easily had the yardage for a 1st, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Chargers beginning to celebrate their win here as they take a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. So the Chargers come away with the win in this one. This was a game they had circled a long time ago, Brock. You bring a division rival into your building, you want to make a statement at their expense and get that W.
We know it's not just an axiom, right, that it's so hard to win any game in the NFL. It is. They're difficult to do. But a division rival in your own building, it almost feels like a must-win, and that's the juice they played with today.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Chargers as we say good